Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick apology for this video going up so late. I had a bit of an issue with my hard drive. I've only just been able to recover some video that I actually shot 2 months ago. So anyway, here it is, better late than never. Hope you're all good. Hope this lesson's really useful. So the first thing that I want to say is, over this verse section, we're mainly playing over a G chord, a C add 9, and a D chord. So knowing what the chords are underneath will really help you choose what notes you're playing if you want to improvise over this, and it'll also show you how some of the licks kind of link into what we're playing over. So now, the first bit, so this is just coming out of the intro, when we get to the kind of hybrid picking bit, this is this part. Here we're playing the top part of a G chord, so that's the 3rd fret on the B and the G string, B and the E string, sorry. So those 2 notes, and then we're just going to bar it with that 1st finger. Now the next part, it's really important that you play this with your middle finger, because otherwise it's going to be very difficult to stretch that little finger to the 7th fret in a minute. If I play it with my 3rd finger, you can see it's not quite wanting to go because it's quite a big stretch. So we're going to play with our middle finger on the 5th fret of the D string, and then the 2 strings that we're barring, we're going to kind of ping with our 3rd finger and then our middle finger on this right hand. So it's pick, 3rd finger, middle finger. So to get the kind of percussive nature, to get the rhythmic kind of feel right for this, I'm slightly palm muting that D string. And you can kind of hear the kind of skippy feel come into it. So I'm getting that by picking twice on the D string at the end. So it's pick, 3rd finger, middle finger, and then pick. So now we're going to do that exact same thing, but this time we're going to change the note only on the B string, so we're going to leave that barred, but we're going to change the B string note to the 5th fret, which is an E note. And then we're going to add that little finger onto the 7th fret for the last note in this sequence. So it's all kind of the same idea. A little bit sloppy today, I haven't woken up yet. But that kind of gives you the template for a lot of what this kind of verse section is kind of based around. So we've obviously got that part, and then Eric's going to come in with... So this, if you know your caged system, this is basically a C shape, and we're just playing the top half of it. So it's like a C shape, but we're moving the D up there. And then you're just going to play the same notes again. Again, retaining that swing feel. So the picking directions will be on the PDF in the description box below. Then we're going to play... So this is like a C power chord. So it comes from this shape, which is kind of like an E shape really. And then we're just not going to play the G string, so I'm muting it with the top part of my 1st finger. So if we put that together, now this last part, we're going to pick on the 8th fret with your 1st finger, then bend, and then release the bend and go back to the 8th fret. So you get, is the melody, but we're playing that in a slightly more expressive way. So again, all of this part is kind of based around the same idea of we're always keeping these two notes fretted and then sometimes adding on that 5th fret. So we've got the same figure that I showed you a minute ago. So then, same idea again, but now the note that we're kind of pedaling off with the pick is now on the 3rd fret on that A string. And then the same idea again. It looks like I've changed quite a lot there, but all I'm doing, still fretting those two notes, but now the bass note is on the D. So if we put that all together, now the next part, we're going to play a G and a D. So that is this power chord shape, but just this D note has been moved onto the next string. Now this lets you do something quite cool. So it lets you stack that 5th chord with that 5th chord as well. So you get a really nice thick and bright sounding chord. So we've gone. And the way that Eric plays that is the pick is doing the A string and middle, 3rd and little finger are all doing the G, B and E at the same time. So you get a really strong attack of all the strings. This next part we're going to do making use of an arpeggio. So this is kind of like a G major 7 up here. So we're barring across the 12th fret. And then we've got an F sharp note here and a D note here. That's not the fingering I'd recommend. Also, I like to start this one on an upstroke because I find it easier to keep the rhythm feel right. And it's great if you can get a pinch there on that last note. There we go. We're going to go back to using this C as our template, but we're going to play the small voicing like this and add our little finger onto the 10th fret there. So again, keeping that swing feel, that's really important for this song. So just going up through those notes in the chord, but then on that E string, we're starting on the 10th fret, moving up to the 12th fret. And then there's kind of like a half-step bluesy bend. So then it goes back to the same thing that we did before. And the last chord here is just a normal C5. And now we're going to do the same trick that we did down here, but just on an open D chord. So we've got a D string, 2nd fret on the G, 3rd fret on the B, and 5th fret on the E string. So that makes that chord just kind of pop out a bit more than There we go guys, hopefully you found that lesson useful. If you need a tab sheet and the notation, there's a link in the description box below. Just follow the Google Docs link and you have everything you need there with the picking directions and everything. So let me know how you get on and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos. I promise the next one won't be 3 months time from now. So yeah, have a great week guys, speak to you soon.